In this presentation, we will discuss various approaches to authentically assess students' reading and writing. One of the most important things that we can do to support our students' literacy development is to provide them with reading materials at their correct level of difficulty. In order to best match the student and the materials, we must first determine each student's reading level. There are a variety of assessment tools that can be used to establish performance level, including formal, informal, and high-stakes assessments. The diagnostics received from the literacy assessment tools help the teachers to shape the instruction. Although there are many ways to match students with books at the appropriate level of difficulty, we will focus on two tools to help identify students' independent, instructional, and frustration reading levels: the miscue analysis and the running record. A miscue analysis is the recording and review of miscues in order to determine a pattern of reading strategy. This assumes a certain level of reading fluency, so this assessment is best matched with independent readers versus emergent readers. The miscue analysis focuses on categorizing and understanding miscues with an eye on comprehension of the whole passage. After the oral reading of a passage, students are asked to retell the passage to assess comprehension of what was read. It is comprehension, not the number of errors made, that is really being assessed in this type of reading tool. Running records, on the other hand, can be used for all levels of learners. A running record is used to assess students' word identification and reading fluency levels. The teacher uses a prescribed marking system and calculates words read correctly to determine the instructional level of the students and the appropriate level of reading materials. With a running record, it is important that in addition to calculating the errors, the teacher also analyzes the miscues to have a more holistic understanding of the assessment. Once students' reading levels have been established, it's important to match them with correctly leveled materials and authentically monitor their progress. Instructional decisions should be based on progress monitoring and ongoing diagnoses of students' strengths and weaknesses. Some approaches to progress monitoring include observations, anecdotal notes, conferences, and checklists. There are a range of diagnostic reading and writing assessments that will help identify students' strengths and weaknesses, such as the DIVLS test, developmental reading assessments, and informal reading inventories. It is important to select the correct assessment tool to match the targeted skills and to both effectively and efficiently document the student learning. Portfolios are a systematic and meaningful collection of artifacts that document students' literacy development over a period of time. These work samples provide tangible evidence of longitudinal growth while demonstrating progress through multiple literacy milestones. With authentic portfolio assessment, students play an active role in the selection and collection of the artifacts. This ownership often instills a sense of pride in both the process and the product. Students are also often involved in the self-assessment of the artifacts. Students learn to reflect on and evaluate their own reading and writing activities and their individual development as readers and writers. Portfolios are used to document students' work, evaluate their progress, and showcase their best publications. They are a great springboard for parent-teacher communications and a thorough tool to holistically assess literacy development of the young learner. High-stakes testing is a reality in American schools, and it is a topic that teachers must discuss and students must be prepared for. It is important to remember the goal of high-stakes testing is improving the quality of instruction through the objective measurement of students' knowledge and alignment to the grade level standards. Inherently, the roles and the goals of high-stakes testing are different than that of our everyday assessments. The high-stakes tests often do not provide guidance for day-to-day decision-making, and the actual test content is often presented in a format that is different than that of our everyday instruction and assessment. There are undeniably problems and politics associated with high-stakes testing, including teachers' concerns with overemphasis on the test and students' anxiety surrounding the high-stakes assessment. Sadly, this can lead to an abandonment of a balanced approach to literacy assessment if we're not cautious. Our three big ideas for this lesson include that 1. A balanced approach to literacy assessment is critical to effective teaching and learning. 2. Teachers must determine students' reading levels and match them with the correct level material. And our third and final big idea for this lesson, teachers must monitor student progress through the use of progress monitoring to include formal, informal, and high-stakes approaches to assessment.